Hello, Facebook and YouTube family. Hello, my Facebook and YouTube family. On my way to the gym. I want to shoot this quick video. And sometimes I do have people to comment to me to, be careful when I'm videoing and driving. But usually I'm on, back roads here in Mississippi that don't have a lot of traffic, right? So, thanks for considering that. I will be more considerate, but this is usually my therapy while I'm driving, and I do try to be a cautious driver. So I want to share with you that if you are a citizen, right? You are a citizen of the United States. You have the right, you have the legal rights to have a high credit score. Why? Because as a consumer of the United States, you have laws on your side under what we call the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. You have the right that whatever is being reported on your credit report. Now, usually you don't bring attention to the positive things, right? Why would you? But anything negative reporting on your credit report, you have a right under the Fair Credit Reporting Act to request or inquire or challenge. Challenge is the word I want to use. Challenge if that information is being reported accurately. Was it reporting correctly? Not if the information itself is correct. Did the bureaus report it correctly? And I just use the word bureaus. It's Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. And that's why a lot of people think that those three companies are federal entities. Aloha, Steve. Sorry, I'm on this hill. Aloha, Steve. How are you? And yeah, Steve, we need to do that conference call. But and the bureaus are very smart in this. They put the name bureaus behind them, right? Credit reporting bureaus, just so people can think that there was a federal entity like the FBI or the CIA, right? But they're not. They're private companies. And you have the right under the Fair Credit Reporting Act to challenge anything on your credit report. Not challenge whether you did it or not. Okay, thank you, Steve. But to challenge, did they follow the protocol, right, to report it? Did they go through all the legal steps to verify if the information was accurate before they put it on there? And 9 times out of 10, they did not. So that's why I don't per se dispute the bureaus or dispute the 3 credit reporting agencies, right? Actually, if you look on the federal Fair Credit Reporting Act, they call them CRAs. Credit reporting agency. They don't even call them bureaus. So I think credit bureaus is just a name over time that people have adapted or adopted from some type of way, because every law that you read in the Fair Credit Reporting Act is going to call them a CRA, the credit reporting agencies, right? But sometimes still, if you think of someone as an agency, whether it's FBI or federal or whatever, you're thinking that it's federal or CIA. So that's where people get that misconception. But it's not. They're not federal. They're private. And anything that they report on your credit report, they have to follow protocol to report it correctly. And usually they don't. Usually they don't. Usually they very soon want to get your service very soon, but not sure if you I'm busy, but hey, I just tell people my first requirements, and I'm really thinking about and thank you all for a response, for just commenting. I love that. I was thinking about just switching over to YouTube a lot, because YouTube are very active and engaging. So I like the active and engaging. But I am busy, right? So I tell people to give me 2 to 3 business days at least, sometimes 5 or 7. And everybody has some little money around this time, right? They're trying to get their credit restored. They want some things to do for the spring or the summer. And so I request that you email me your credit report, because I look at this in 2 ways. If you take your vehicle to a mechanic and you just ask the mechanic, what are your prices? A lot of people just message and ask me that. Then what is the mechanic going to do? The first thing the mechanic is going to do is analyze what's wrong with your vehicle. He or she will not quote you a price. You have to come in and say, hey, come in, set an appointment. Let us diagnose what's wrong with your vehicle first. Well, I have to look at your credit report, because sometimes, now I could, and I'm really thinking about revamping this, make a flat rate, but and just say, hey, this is going to be to dispute everything, and just make it simple and just have a flat rate. I could do it that way, but I try to make it where some people just have very little things to do, like remove 2 or 3 collections, right? And so I don't think that's just or fair for their price to be the same as someone that has maybe 8 collections or charge off. And so I really like to analyze your credit report, see where we are, because this is what most people don't understand that comes along with my services. I remove old addresses and old names and different names report on your credit report. Just removing 4 names, for example, or 4 addresses off your credit report can boost your credit score up to 72 points. So these are not, my services is not like a Lexington Law or a credit repair company. I do a full health review of what your credit report will look like. And so also, usually negative addresses are connected with negative accounts. So when you remove and delete those addresses first and give you 1 name reporting, 1 address, and a lot of times people have identity theft reporting on their credit report, and removing names, especially common names, right, automatically makes the dispute process or the challenging process much easier. Because if you were living with your mother, for example, when you got that collection and charge off and they were sending the mail there, and now you have your own place, a different address, your driver's license is changing, your utility bills, all of that is changing. Now that collection that's connected with mom or dad's address, once the address is removed, then the negative information is removed. So what does that mean? It means that I'm able, by doing that strategy, to get real results rapidly, right? Real results rapidly, quicker, more efficient. I don't drag your process along and until month by month, so you can send me a monthly payment in like a lot of credit repair companies do, right? And so you have the right, the law. When I started making my first earlier videos, I used to use the Tyler Perry, right? Because I thought people can relate. And when Medea was in court and she went before Judge Maybelline, right? Thank you so much for the digital love. Thank you so much. And her attorney, who was Mr. Perry at that time, said, hey, Medea did everything wrong, but the law didn't Mirandize her, right? And Medea made the statement, yeah, I was looking for Miranda. I never saw Miranda. And some people would comment, well, what does that have to do with credit repair? And so I stopped using that analogy. But, now I'm like, hey, that was a great analogy to use. It has a lot to do with credit repair. The bureaus can report it, and it can happen. But did they follow the law when they reported this information on your credit report, right? Did they follow the law? Did they follow all the steps of procedure? Do they have all the documents on file that they're supposed to have to prove 100% without a reasonable doubt, as my grandmother would say? I'm from Mississippi, right? Without a shadow of a doubt. What is a shadow of a doubt? Not even just a little room for error, right? Just a shadow of a doubt. Did they prove, did they report this 100% accurate information? Do they have all the documents on file to share with you upon your request that it was accurate? Now, two, a lot of do-it-yourself products. Hello, cousin. I'm so glad you logged on. Look, I tagged you in something. Yeah, this is gonna be out top for a moment. But my cousin she's a preacher, right? And I tagged her in something. You know, this is Black History Month, and the 400 years of USA Today talked about when our president Donald Trump last year, 2018, signed a bill that recognized that this was the 400th year that African Americans were brought into the, well, whatever way you want to say it, forced, I won't say brought into the United States, forced into the United States. And there's a powerful, powerful scripture in Genesis chapter 15 in the Bible that God discusses what that 400 year means. And it is scheduled for 2019 of this year to take place. So, hey, that's a very, very powerful scripture, truth that you all should read. But back to credit. So you have, and you know, that kind of relates. Because everything, you know, it's biblical laws, right? It's biblical laws that must be followed. Do you remember, just like credit laws, do you remember when Paul, right, he was a Jew, and the Romans were whipping Paul. They were giving him lashes, and the Romans were so good at, you know, they had these big, heavy whips with nails on the end, right? And they would whip, and it would just, when they brought it back, it would just tear your flesh. And Paul was getting whipped. I don't know how many lashes he had, but they were so good. The Romans were so good that at your 40th lash, you would die. That's just how good they were. And Paul reminded them, he said, wait a minute. I have a law. I'm a Roman, right? And under this law, under Roman law, I have a right, under this law, not to be beaten and whipped. So once you know your laws, right? Once you know your laws, whether biblically or credit-wise in the United States, once you ask for documentation, was this reported the correct way? Not if it's incorrect information, then you have the right to a high credit score. When you understand how the government laws work, even out of your paycheck, in Trump's economy, right? The government is set up so that people that are part of businesses affiliated with them, or you have your own, pays less taxes out of their paycheck. And one, thank you so much, cuz I love you. Thank you so much. And so once you connect with a business and you do it legally, you have the right to get out of debt quick and get more money out of your paycheck. So what can $200 or $600 extra a month by learning these financial strategies do for your household without you working overtime, without you getting a second job, right? Once you learn a strategy to be taxed less out of your pay, so a lot of people think their biggest expenses is their car note, their vehicle note. No, it's those payroll taxes coming out of your paycheck. And once you learn the strategy, once you learn to do what the government of the United States wants you to do to pay less taxes, more money can come into your household out of your paycheck, which means you'll have the extra money that you need now to get out of bad debt and to increase your credit score. So, hey, if you want to know about these strategies for your paycheck, just comment in this video, W4 Wealth. That's the number 4, the letter W, W4 Wealth. And if you need credit repair services, I will give you the instructions, leave you the instructions in the comment of this video, so you can send me your credit report. I can analyze that, and we can get you great credit and great cash flow, all at one-stop shop, all at the same time. Hey, it's my time to get in this gym. You got to take care of your financial health as well as your physical wealth. Love you all. Make sure you hit like and hit share, or hit the watch party, right? Hit like and hit share. What's my email address? My email address is LD, that's for Latanya Deloach, LD@fixmycreditandcash.com. Yeah, I had to pause and think. LD@fixmycreditandcash.com. You can pull your credit report from www.bit.ly/credit check first. It's a $1 trial for 7 days. You'll see Identity IQ. Go to view report. Click on view report, not download report right next to it. Go to view report. Once you select view report, it will give you the option to print. Hit the drop down icon. Do not select print, select save in PDF. Save it in PDF. Email it to ld@fixmycreditandcash.com. So that's my email. Make sure you like and share this on your timeline. Thanks for tuning in. Know your rights under the law. This Coach Deloach, Queen of Credit.